at number 2, Derrick Henry, that has just
Yes.
been fucking with us for like 3 or 4 years.
I know. It's
I
about
mean, and
time,
then you're
right?
back, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's about time. It's not like he's done it. It's not. I mean, you're back in again. Huh? You're
Yep.
going to the well again. Derrick Henry, 23rd overall. So like late second round, we're talking about. 17 spots above the experts, 8 better than the average draft position that's out there. Derrick Henry, sell me on him this year. You've been selling him every year I've ever known you pretty well. Ever known you as a fantasy guy.
I know, it's truly the Brokeback Mountain. I can't quit you, Derrick Henry. Like, I can't get away from him because he's
Hey,
fucking...
you're not going up there to fish.
Exactly. 6'4", like 250, and just moves like a beast. I think what it really is those first couple years, he really did just run soft. And I'll admit it, as a Derrick Henry truther, I would watch him play. Like, where's the guy we saw at Alabama for so much that was just literally steamrolling people? It's just not translating in the NFL. He's not running as hard. And then it just kind of...
You threw the Von Miller combine stats at me several times a year for the last
Every
3
time,
years.
but it's true. Like, Von Miller as a running back was what the measurables were, which is insane to imagine. But for whatever reason, whether it was DeMarco Murray, then it was Dion Lewis for a bit last year, they kind of straddled this guy into a committee. And Nick Saban, the Alabama coach that fed this guy, the first running back he's really fed in over like a decade. It's almost always been a committee every year. He came out and said, this is a guy that needs the carries. The more he gets it, the better he runs. And this was in an interview just 3 days ago. I don't know what it is, if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's because he's so big, strong, and physical that he wears the other guys down. I can't explain it, but the more he played, the better he got. And it's kind of hard to explain. And that, again, the only guy, Nick Saban, one of the most brilliant football minds, just decided to ride and ride. And then it comes to dawn on you, holy shit, this guy is just, he needs those 20 carries to batter the defense. Because after, the stats then justify it. 1 to 10 touches per game. Those first 10 touches, he was in the bottom 20 of yards per carry. But then afterwards, 11 through 20, he averaged 6.1 yards per carry, which was the highest in the league for after 10 or so touches. So that's just kind of the stats that illustrate this guy is better when he gets volume. But is he going to actually finally get the volume? Every single thing points to that direction. We got Mike Vrabel saying, this guy is the guy we're going to build around. The whole plan starts with this. If Derek did what he does at the end of the last year, we're certainly going to go give him his opportunities. Then Arthur Smith, the new OC, comes out and says, we're going to ride him in his contract year. This guy's got a rare skill set, a home run hitter. He's going to take that next step. What he did over those last 5 weeks will open a lot of things up for this entire offense. And speaking of those last 5 weeks, the dude rushes for 585 yards and 7 touches on 87 carries. It's 21.8 carries, 150 yards, and 1.8 touchdowns per game. The number one fantasy with over 30 points per game over those last 5 weeks of the year. So this guy finally got fed. He produced as best as you could ever expect, the better than any other running back in fantasy during that span. And now everyone's come out and said, we're going to ride this guy that way for the entire season. I get it. The offense could suck. Arthur Smith, no guarantees, a first-year play caller. I get that Marcus Mariota, I've already talked about how much I think he's a bust, and I think he sucks, and he can't stay on the field. And when he's on there, he can't be productive. Even still, when they ride Henry, they've had huge success. The defense is stifling. The offensive line, yes, they're losing Taylor Lewan, which was some breaking news just a couple days ago. Their best lineman for 4 games over suspension, but their backup left tackle is the best in the league. Dennis Kelly was just 1 point below Taylor Lewan in the PFF grades over 350 snaps last year. So they have that luxury that they have actually a very capable backup. So I'm not overly concerned, especially after you add Roger Saffold, the best guard in the game, especially run blocking wise. Everything's just adding up to a great line, a stifling defense, and they just want to feed and win ugly, giving this guy 20 carries a game. When he gets 20 carries, he always dominates, and I'm stoked because I think he's going to finally get it.
All right. Well, I'm keeping my fingers crossed because you're convinced me again, and I've definitely taken a chance on this guy before and regretted it. So we'll see what happens.
The best part, dude, is he comes at the end of round 3. So it's like you could already have 1 running back and 1 secure target hog, or even 2 running backs and go horse, and then get your flex as Derrick Henry. It's not like you have to have this guy as your number 1. I get it. If he's your number 1, I'd be a little scared too. But as your second or even your third option, like come on, that's just steal.